Today we are celebrating Black History Month, and as part of the Launch and Earn Speaker Series that Albemarle High School Career Center offers, we invited prominent members of our community who identify as Black or African American to speak about their personal and professional success. The hope is that our students will be able to see themselves in our speakers, and that they will be able to find a way that they can identify with the history or the background that our speakers have and be able to see the shared experiences that they have. The hope is that they will be able to follow in their footsteps, and as they were able to hear some of our speakers' challenges, that they are able to also recognize that even though the panelists who are here today have received various accolades, that they've also experienced these challenges in their life. The panelists were able to express in the ways that they were able to overcome some of the challenges that they faced.
So I related a lot just to see wow, you came from the position that I'm coming from, and yet you're as successful as you are today. It was really uplifting to see.
I think it's important for people in bodies like mine to see down the road, to see an example of someone who is working with the systems that exist around us, also against the systems that are around us. And I think that me embodying the role that I'm in helps young people to know that it's possible to push through, to work with all the things that maybe society or people around us have said are things that are working against us. Being a woman, being Black, being first generation college, having college education at all. Maybe none of those things fit you. And so I think it's important that people see someone who's living sort of outside of the lines. I think that's important to know that that's possible and you can thrive in that space.
Listening to older people that have been through it, that possibly have went through it every day, that still goes through it to the day, it shows how important it is.
Once they leave these four walls of Albemarle High School, they won't have necessarily all of the guidance of the teachers and counselors and things. They're going to have to make a lot of decisions by themselves with their own vices. And so these tools, these little nuggets that they're getting, this is going to be important. And I know that a lot of them, things that we tell them, they won't necessarily remember, but it's going to be one or two things. And we heard it today from some of the speakers that so-and-so told me this way, way back. And so some of this stuff is going to stick. And that's why it's important that we do what we do today.
It's not just encouraging to our Black students or students of color, but it just shows everyone that you can do it. So it's an idea. It's kind of like seeing, you don't really believe something till you see it, right? It's if everybody says it's just this weird illusion, but because everybody's believed it, it kind of becomes a narrative. And so when you constantly see a specific group of people who define success or look a certain way, that's how everybody begins to perceive it. So I think this is a step in shifting the narrative of there's so many successful individuals and they don't all look the same. There are people that look like you and people of color that are doing things as well. And so while we may get more, again, people who aren't of color that we see throughout the rest of the year and their respective and great and amazing, we also want to see all sides set and just a diverse community of, wow, I'm seeing this, so I can change my narrative so it's not so one-sided or single perspective.
I come from a third world country. Life was hard back then. I didn't really have much when I first moved here. So when I definitely did hear that, there was success for those people like me, who came here with nothing. I was willing to come out and see, maybe I can succeed. Maybe I can make a name for myself, so that when people hear my name one day, they don't just think of some random guy. They think of somebody who actually worked hard and then got to where he is now.
I think it's important to tie this type of event into Black History Month because in having the opportunity to have events like the one we had today, our students are able to see that we recognize the many accomplishments of underrepresented people and groups. In the past, we have also done a similar event with Hispanic Heritage Month. And in addition to that, as the career specialist, I recognize that not every student is going to want to choose to go to college. And events such as this allow our students to see themselves in various roles.